Want to speak real Spanish from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at SpanishPod101.com.
Welcome to Can Do Spanish by SpanishPod101.com.
Hola a todos. Soy Víctor Trejo. Hi everyone. I'm Víctor Trejo. In this lesson, you'll learn how to introduce yourself in Spanish.
This is Mark Lee, and he's on a plane to Mexico. Ángel Salazar, a passenger sitting next to him, introduces himself by saying, "Hi, I'm Ángel. Nice to meet you."
Hola, soy Ángel. Mucho gusto.
Listen to the conversation and focus on Mark's response. Note, even though this is their first encounter, both Ángel and Mark use only their first names. Ready?
Hola, soy Ángel. Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto. Soy Mark.
Once more with the English translation.
Hola, soy Ángel. Mucho gusto.
Hi, I'm Ángel. Nice to meet you.
Mucho gusto. Soy Mark.
Nice to meet you. I'm Mark.
Let's take a closer look at Mark's response.
Do you remember how Mark Lee introduces himself? Nice to meet you. I'm Mark.
Mucho gusto. Soy Mark.
First is the expression,
Mucho gusto.
meaning, nice to meet you.
Mucho gusto. Mucho gusto.
This expression literally means much pleasure, but translates as nice to meet you.
Mucho gusto.
This expression can be used in any situation, from an informal encounter to a business meeting. Do you remember how Mark says, "I'm Mark"?
Soy Mark.
First is,
Soy.
I am.
Soy. Soy.
Note,
Soy.
is a shortened form of,
Yo soy.
in Spanish,
Yo.
I is usually omitted,
Soy.
is from the verb,
Ser.
meaning to be in Spanish.
Ser.
Next is the name,
Mark.
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 Together, it's,
Soy Mark.
I'm Mark.
Soy Mark.
The sentence pattern is,
Soy name.
I'm name.
Soy name.
To use this pattern, simply replace the name placeholder with your name. Imagine you're Karen. In Spanish,
Karen. Karen.
say, I'm Karen. Ready?
Soy Karen.
I'm Karen.
Soy Karen.
Note that Mexican people have two last names. The first one comes from the father's family, and the second one from the mother's. In a formal situation, people might give you only their first last name, or they might give you both. For example, Angel's full name is Ángel Salazar Almonte. In a formal situation, such as when he's talking to a colleague, he might say, Soy Ángel Salazar. I'm Ángel Salazar. Soy Ángel Salazar. Or in an even more formal situation, such as when he's introducing himself to a new boss, he would probably give both last names. Soy Ángel Salazar Almonte. I'm Ángel Salazar Almonte. Soy Ángel Salazar Almonte. You should give your full name in business or formal situations, but in more casual settings, it's fine to give only your first name.
Let's look at some examples of people introducing themselves. Listen and repeat, or speak along with the native speakers.
Mucho gusto. Soy Ángel. Mucho gusto. Soy Ángel.
Mucho gusto. Soy Mark. Mucho gusto. Soy Mark.
Mucho gusto. Soy Karen. Mucho gusto. Soy Karen.
Mucho gusto. Soy Víctor. Mucho gusto. Soy Víctor.
Mucho gusto. Me llamo Sonia. Mucho gusto. Me llamo Sonia.
Did you notice how the last speaker replaces soy with me llamo?
She says,
Mucho gusto. Me llamo Sonia.
"Nice to meet you. My name is Sonia."
Mucho gusto. Me llamo Sonia.
This pattern uses the phrase,
Me llamo.
which literally means I myself call, but translates as my name is.
Me llamo.
First is the word
Me.
meaning me.
Me. Me.
After this is
Llamo.
I call.
Llamo. Llamo.
Note
Llamo.
is the shortened form of,
Yo llamo.
in Spanish,
Yo
I is usually omitted,
llamo.
is from the verb
Llamar.
meaning to call. Next is the name.
Sonia. Sonia.
Altogether, it's
Me llamo Sonia.
literally, myself I call Sonia, but it translates as my name is Sonia.
Me llamo Sonia.
The pattern is
Me llamo name.
my name is name.
Me llamo name.
You should be aware of this pattern, but for this lesson, we'll use the sentence pattern
Soy name.
I'm name.
Soy name.
Let's review the key vocabulary.
Hola.
Hello,
Hola. Hola.
Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. Then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say, nice to meet you? Mucho gusto. Mucho gusto.
and the Spanish pronunciation of Mark's name?
Mark. Mark.
Do you remember how Mark says, I'm Mark?
Soy Mark. Soy Mark.
Do you remember how Mark says, nice to meet you, I'm Mark?
Mucho gusto. Soy Mark.
Mucho gusto. Soy Mark. Do you remember how to say hello? Hola. Hola.
Finally, do you remember how Angel says, hi, I'm Angel, nice to meet you?
Hola, soy Ángel. Mucho gusto.
Hola, soy Ángel. Mucho gusto.
Let's practice. Imagine you're Karen.
Karen.
Respond to Angel's self-introduction. Ready?
Hola, soy Ángel. Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto. Soy Karen.
Listen again and repeat.
Mucho gusto. Soy Karen. Mucho gusto. Soy Karen.
Let's try another. Imagine you're Sonia.
Sonia.
Ready?
Hola, soy Ángel. Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto. Soy Sonia.
Listen again and repeat.
Mucho gusto. Soy Sonia. Mucho gusto. Soy Sonia.
Let's try one more. Imagine you're Victor.
Víctor.
Ready?
Hola, soy Ángel. Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto. Soy Víctor.
Listen again and repeat.
Mucho gusto. Soy Víctor. Mucho gusto. Soy Víctor.
This is the end of this lesson.
Remember, these can-do lessons are about learning practical language skills. Each lesson brings you closer to natural, fluent Spanish. Want to learn to speak even more Spanish the fast, fun, and easy way? Then sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. Sign up in seconds. Access hundreds of audio and video lessons and start speaking like a native speaker.
Hasta la próxima. See you next time.